Hello, everyone. Welcome to another amazing episode of Inspired Action, where we dive into the most pressing leadership challenges and hope to inspire you to take a more coach-centered and people-focused approach to leadership. I'm your host, Kyle Pertuis, and it's time to get started with our three amazing guests for today. Welcome back, everybody, to Inspired Action, the Leadership Forecast. I'm your host, Kyle Pertuis, and I'm here with three amazing guests today to answer this question. How do you get your drive back when you feel tired, stressed, or unmotivated? Before we get started, I'd love to do a quick intro to our three guests today. First and foremost, Karen Baird, bringing over 20 years of experience in marketing and communications and talent development services across industry. She claims her passion on career development, leading change management, and digital transformation initiatives. She serves on the Board of ATD as VP of Marketing and Communications for the Nashville Chapter and the Director of Programs for the San Antonio Chapter. Kyle Pung, having earned his MBA with an emphasis in strategic management from Davenport University, Kyle experienced outside sales and experienced outside sales rep and account manager with a history of exceeding goals, currently serving as account manager with Pluene Service Company up in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Desiree Perez helps high impact leaders and organizations cut through complexity, align around what matters, and lead with both precision and heart. Whether you're scaling, reinventing, or navigating change, she will bring structure and insight in a strategic partnership to help you take it to the next level. Currently serving as VP of Business Operations and Customer Experience at Coactive Training Institute, she is passionate about bold, clear, and human-centered leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for being here today. Karen, you drew the short straw, which is, you get to speak your mind first. So we're going to start with you. And the question is, how do you get your drive back when you feel tired, stressed, or unmotivated?
Thank you. I love being first because then I get to say what I want to say. So it's awesome. Thank you so much for having me here today, Kyle. So a number of years ago, I was learning about what is motivation and how do you get it? Is it something that just exists and you have a bucket full and you empty it out and then you just get more magically? So the answer to that is no, actually. And so I love reading books and I love a show and tell. So I want to mention The Motivation Myth by Jeff Hayden. This is a fairly old book, but one of the things he talks about right away is that action creates motivation. So it's taking small steps that build on each other. I also have my friend Atomic Habits by James Clear, who expanded on that idea of you have to build it somehow. It doesn't just come, we're not all allocated a measure of motivation. And then once you run out, so you have to take those small action steps over time and that builds your motivation. So it's celebrating small wins. So this has been really timely for me right now. I'm working on my first presentation for a professional conference at the ATD San Antonio Leaps Conference. Very excited about my topic. But it's a big lift, writing, researching, and designing and overthinking a little bit. So, what that small action looks like for me when I'm feeling very tired and stressed is, okay, maybe I just commit to one slide, to polishing that one slide, and that builds on the momentum for doing the next slide and the next. So that's one way that I like to think about the motivation piece. And then when it comes to feeling tired and stressed, I just like to listen to my body. If I'm tired, I'm a morning person. So once I hit that 8 p.m., it's like, you know what, nothing else good is going to come for me. I'd rather go to bed, be refreshed, and wake up at 5 a.m. and continue working.
Yeah.
So that's something I like to be aware of, my mind too. It's like I can only give so much. And to kind of round all this out, how I sort of refill my cup, when I'm stressed. I love connection with people, with friends, colleagues, clients. It reminds me why I'm doing the work I'm doing. And when I need that bit of inspiration to be reminded, hey, this is why I'm here, I get inspired by that. So it kind of builds up that energy and the focus that I have, and I can keep chugging right along. So that's how
I love it.
yeah, thank you.
So many great little nuggets, right? I mean, it's like motivation isn't like some magic spark. It's the fire, right? That you're feeding with these little things, right? When you think about building a fire, it's the little things that add to it until it grows big. I love it. Kyle, let's jump over to you. What would you add to that question? How do you get your drive back when you feel tired, stressed, or unmotivated?
Yeah, absolutely. And Karen, thank you so much. Those are all great snippets, and a few of them tie right into what I do as well. Really having that understanding of yourself and your body and what you're feeling, and is this motivation? Is this stress? Am I tired? And being able to distinguish between those is hugely helpful and important for me, and something I've really um, try to identify and work with knowing myself better on. So having that baseline of what it is that's stressing you out or causing the lack of motivation, and taking action from there. But to keep it up, ensuring that I have small, healthy anchoring habits that I'm able to do as part of my daily motivation or as part of my daily routine. A morning workout, an evening walk, little fun things that are around the house that I enjoy doing. Those habits, while they help anchor me and provide that consistent motivation, they'll help ensure I don't burn myself out by depriving myself of these things I really enjoy doing. Um, Being able to get outside, have small wins, small actions. I've really adopted the philosophy, if it takes less than 5 minutes, do it now. And those small wins and small actions, it always snowballs into something bigger. Being able to consistently have and make healthy choices in regards to eating the right foods, getting exercise, is really, really important for me too. I've gotten to the point where I can identify if I have a big barbecue lunch, I'm done for the rest of the day, or something really high in sugar. I don't do well with that. So really knowing how different things affect me has been hugely important or hugely impactful, and just making sure I don't get to that point. When I do get to that point, getting outside, getting taking a break, unplugging, shutting things down, or just going for a walk around the office is a really, really good reset for me as well.
Yeah, that's awesome, Kyle. And I'm starting to hear a little bit of a trend here about how important personal awareness is in this particular topic, right? And so with that, I'm going to toss it on over to Desiree Perez, who I know has done a lot of work around this particular topic. So Desiree, how do you get your drive back when you feel tired, stressed, and unmotivated?
Thanks, Kyle. Thanks for having me. And so many great things have already been mentioned. So um, I'm going to give sort of a very personal perspective to this. And to Kyle's point, I've done a lot of work around my own personal awareness, and I've always been sort of quote unquote considered the high performer. I worked in aviation for 20 years. It's like high intensity environment, go, 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 go. And I never ever allowed myself to rest, or feel tired, or just push through any type of discomfort when I felt unmotivated, or just whatever the case may be. And so through learning that about myself and the drive that I have internally, I then learned to actually incorporate rest and being okay with the moments where I feel unmotivated, that they're part of the human experience. So for me personally, some of the things that I'm doing is one, I work out every day. That's sort of the thing to train my mind that even when I feel unmotivated, even when I don't feel like doing something, I'm still doing it. And even if it's in a more restful way, right? It might be just a stretching or just some type of movement. So that's helped me. And then additionally to that, really accounting for rest. So there's days where I'm like, okay, I can feel myself. I've reached the limit. I'm actually unplugging. I'm not doing anything else, and that's been really helpful for me. So to be able to bounce back and come back, and ultimately from a motivation standpoint. Something that I've learned over the years is that it's all about our mindset and how we think about things, right? And so when we're unmotivated, it's a human experience. It's a normal human experience. We all feel it. We all have those moments, accepting it for what it is. But then how do I move through it without getting stuck in it? And so that's all about how what's my perspective on the whole thing, whatever the case may be, whatever I'm unmotivated about, and where can I find the opportunity in that to make it motivating again? Where can I find that spark again? Is there something I haven't looked at yet? Something I haven't tried to pursue yet? A conversation that I haven't had yet? So that changing my perception and my mindset around it then makes me feel differently about it, about the situation, and then I can go and be hopefully motivated again. But that's how I personally deal with that.
I think it's so cool listening to you guys talk about tired, fatigued, stressed, not motivated, no drive, whatever it is, it's not a signal to push harder, right? It's not like, oh, you just got to power through. It's a signal to kind of realign, right? To plug back into purpose. Karen was talking about it, or connecting with people. All of you really talked about taking one small, intentional, deliberate action that just moves you a little bit further. And so I think what's interesting is once you move, momentum starts to show up, right? And momentum is the fuel that turns exhaustion into inspired action. And so thank you guys so much for joining me today. That's all the time we have for this episode here on LinkedIn. Be sure to join us every Thursday for a new episode of Inspired Action at noon Central Time. Thanks for joining us, you guys. That's a wrap for another edition of Inspired Action, the Leadership Forecast. We're so grateful for our guests today and the impact they're making with the work they do. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel to watch the longer version of this episode, and be sure to like, comment, connect with, and follow me and each of our guests. You'll find all of our links in the caption of this video. Thanks for watching, and be sure to tune in every Thursday at noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern for new episodes.